Good morning. Welcome to your Sunday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, and I'm kind of giggling because several things have sort of come together. You know how that sort of happens when the universe is trying to make a point? Well, started with doing my meditation. I was up early this morning. The birds were singing, and I had the window open, and it was just beautiful, the cool breeze coming in. So I decided to do my meditation first, and I'm doing let me see what the name of the whole thing is. Finding Your Flow. It's a Deepak Oprah meditation, Finding Your Flow. And today's was Activating Happiness. And it was talking about the second chakra and the color being orange. And I thought, oh, I'm already set for happiness. This is good. Good morning, Carolyn. Welcome. Glad you are here. So I thought that was an interesting beginning to the flow of the day, right? Good morning. Good morning. Glad you are here. Welcome. Welcome. So first we start with activating happiness, and I thought, okay, I wonder what our card is going to be today. And when I was muscle testing for the column of cards to pick from, thank you for the hearts, they're very pretty. It headed me to the middle. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, CJ. Welcome, welcome. It headed me for the middle column of cards, and as I was counting to see which card deck landed on 4, picked it out, and it's our soul coaching deck. Again, what your soul wants you to know. And I thought, isn't that interesting? Because this deck has been showing up a lot lately. And then I went to the cards. So already we had activating happiness this morning. And here comes pleasure. I just thought that was so interesting. And notice the visual that they picked. The coffee, or the cacao, whatever you want in your cup. It could be tea, whatever you want. So, and the affirmation on the bottom is, my life is deliciously joyous. Good morning, Susan. Glad you're here. So let's take a couple of nice deep breaths, and we're just going to settle in first. Just letting those breaths fall away. And just feeling into your body, really getting connected with, because your body is designed to experience pleasure, right? It could be rubbing lotion into your hands. It could be taking a nice deep smell of your coffee. It could be holding the warm cup in your hands. Right now I've got my prayer shawl wrapped around me, and it's just cozy. So what are the things right now that are giving, yes, thank you, Cindy. What are the things right now that are giving you pleasure? Good morning, Mel. Glad you are here. I'll show you the card again, and then I'll read it. So pleasure, and there's our little cup of whatever it is you choose to drink, whatever beverage you have. Pleasure. Card meaning. Enjoy yourself. Dance through your life and give toasts for no reason at all. Cherish your sensuality and sexuality. Your soul wants you to know, in today's society, we've been programmed to believe that pleasure is forbidden, only permitted in small amounts, or should always come after work. How many of you winced right there? I know I did. I was like, oh, yeah, I've been highly programmed to, I'll get this done and this done and this done, and then I'll relax for a while. Really? And how often does that not happen? My daughter has a much better perspective on this. She worked start to finish yesterday at work, and I said, do you have anything on the plans for today? And she said, yes, I am sleeping off and on all day. So she has a much better perspective on what do you need and how are you going to give it to yourself. So ask yourself that question. What do I need? I think I might need a nap today myself. What do you need, and how are you going to give it to yourself? What do you need? How are you going to give it to yourself? All right? And there is nothing that's off limits. So whatever pleasure comes to you, whatever, it's like, ooh, I'd like to take a bath in the middle of the day and just have the bubbles around me, or I'd like to sit out in the sunshine for a while, or I'd like to go for a walk in nature. What would you like to do? And do it. And how many yeah buts and what ifs pop up? So let's see where we go with this. Do you postpone good times because you're too busy fulfilling work commitments? Do you deny yourself joyful experiences because there's not enough time or it seems selfish? There's that word again. Stop. Your spirit needs pleasure. It's the soul's way of replenishing and revitalizing your life force. Make pampering yourself a priority, and you'll have all the energy that you need to create everything you desire. So let's think about that. If we view ourselves as a vehicle, and this vehicle needs fuel, many of us even struggle with the concept of eating on time, eating regularly, eating when we're hungry. Eat when you're hungry, stop when you're no longer hungry, eat exactly what it is you're hungry for, and pay attention to every bite. If you followed those 4 guidelines, things would be totally different in terms of your eating experience. You're nourishing yourself. All right? So let me run through those again because most people don't get those. Eat when you're hungry, a little bit hungry, not starving, not famished, not ready to eat the paint off the walls. Eat when you're a little bit hungry. Stop when you're no longer hungry. Notice I didn't say full, I said no longer hungry. Eat exactly what it is that you're hungry for. So, if what sounds good at a particular time, let's say a hamburger sounds good for breakfast, then eat a hamburger for breakfast. If scrambled eggs sound good for supper or pancakes, eat scrambled eggs or pancakes for supper. It doesn't have to be, and that you don't even have to do the meals that way. Breakfast, lunch, supper. You could do, I'm hungry at lunchtime. I'm going to eat something at lunchtime. I'm not, at the end of the day, maybe I want a piece of fruit. Good enough. Listen to what your body is calling for, all right? So, eat when you're hungry. Stop when you're no longer hungry. Eat exactly what it is that you're hungry for. And pay attention to every bite. How many of us start and we taste the first bite or two, and then the rest of it is gone and we've eaten unconsciously? We just weren't present while we were eating. Diane and I went to a movie yesterday, and then we went out to dinner, and part the being out for dinner was really fun because we were right along the water. The dam is right there, so we could hear the rush of the water, and the lake flies were out, but they liked being up higher, so they didn't really bother us, although one did dive by my dinner as the poor food runner is bringing it out, and he looks up stricken, and I'm like, I don't care. I picked it out, set it aside, and he was like so relieved. Good morning, Gwen. I certainly wasn't going to make him remake the whole thing. No, we're fine. Don't worry about it. I wonder how many of those little critters got eaten because they popped into somebody's dinner and the person wasn't paying attention in the first place. You went to Little Mermaid. Awesome. They had 2 theaters that were doing Little Mermaid yesterday. We actually went and saw, now I'm going to blank on it. Oh, book club. And I had already seen the previous ones. Diane had not, but you can kind of jump right in with that one. There was a lot of humor in there that it would probably be good to go again. Well, thank you, Cindy. Thank you. And actually, those come from a book called, let me think of the title, Diets Still Don't Work. Diets Still Don't Work. And it's an older book. And the guy who wrote it owned a string of fitness centers, and he was struggling with his weight. And what he realized when he started paying attention was these 4 rules actually made a big difference for him. So, good morning, Pat. Glad you are here. So, today our card for those of you who've popped on since we started is pleasure. So, whether it's a warm beverage right at this on this chilly morning, or whatever else. So, but I'm going to go back to that point because I started making it and then I veered off as I am wont to do. Good morning, Lucy. Welcome, welcome. So, do you deny yourself joyful experiences because there's not enough time or it seems selfish? Stop. Your spirit needs pleasure. Your spirit needs pleasure. It's the soul's way of replenishing and revitalizing your life force. So again, if you're the vehicle, pleasure is filling your tank. So someone on our call here actually finally, after 9 tries, took herself on a vacation she'd been waiting to go on for a long time. I was so happy for her. Deriving pleasure, doing the things that you love to do. What do you love to do? What do you love to do? Do you like flowers, but you don't let yourself buy them? Buy some damn flowers. Put them on the table. Sniff to your heart's content. One of the things I love doing, when I came home from the movie and dinner last night, I love watering my flowers. So I said hi to TJ and my father, and I went out and I watered the flowers. And I was very happy to see that the ones that I had planted in the planter had actually bounced back a little bit. It was pretty hot yesterday, so they were getting a little so gave them some water, and it was just nice standing out there this morning, laying in bed, listening to the birds. And I peeked out the window when I ran the shade up, and the neighbor cat was in the second floor window, just peering out at me. So what are you offering yourself for pleasurable experiences? Do you pay attention when you're drinking your cup of coffee in the morning? Do you feel the warmth in your hands? What else do you do? Good morning, good morning. Glad you're here. Do you take time to go out and greet the morning? Do you take a deep inhale? I can't do too much of that right now because of the allergens, but do you let yourself experience what's going on out there? Are you present? Are you present? Right? So that's our card for today. Pleasure. My life is deliciously joyous. My life is deliciously joyous. So I'm going to suggest to you, I'm going to write you out a little script here. All right? I'm going to suggest to you, there we go, coffee. CJ's got her coffee. What else? What else? Today, I want you seeking pleasure. I want you to go do the things that you would like to do. Again, maybe it's sitting outside listening to the birds with your cup of coffee. Maybe it's going for a stroll in nature. What will you do? I'm going to go weed the garden. I love being out in the garden. I love looking at the flowers. I love deciding what's going to need breaking up in the fall and putting in other places. I like thinking about, ooh, those 3 of those right there would be really cool. For me, it's a creative exercise. What do you like to do? Go do it. Go do it. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are, including pleasurable activities. Bye-bye.